Be a part of Jamaica's robust global services sector. Get real opportunities now and for the future. Welcome to the Global Services Sector GSS Career Pathway Framework CPF website, where we provide not only prime access to exclusive sector information, but invaluable career opportunities as well. Gaining access and reaping the benefits of the GSS CPF website is easy. Get started by selecting the sign-in/register option on the home page and carefully complete your GSS profile. Complete the REASSEC self-assessment test to determine the career path that best suits you based on your personal interests and attributes. After final submission, your test results will allow us to present you with a range of roles to select from and see their detailed job descriptions, skills requirements, training options, a career ladder, salary offers, and benefits. After successfully registering and completing the self-assessment test, you may begin exploring your career possibilities from the Pathways page. 4 career pathways are offered by the GSS. Learn more about each one and confidently identify your career choice. Explore digital media and game development. Choose from job roles within game production, visual graphics, game design, quality assurance, and more. Information technology outsourcing, comprised of 7 job groups: cybersecurity, data analytics and AI, enterprise architecture and network infrastructure, operations and support, sales and marketing, software and applications development, and strategy and governance. Business process outsourcing offers roles in areas such as customer services, operations support, training, learning and development, business process transformation, and more. And knowledge process outsourcing. Take a look at jobs in the areas of intellectual property, financial services, digital and data analytics, training and adult education, just to name a few. Click on the job roles in your desired pathway to view a detailed description, salary scales, required skills, and training options. Interested in what you see? Request career guidance at the bottom of the page to schedule a session with a career advisor. Enter the required information and don't forget to upload your resume or CV and submit your ticket. The GSS Career Pathway Framework is open to every and anyone. So whether you're a student, current employee, a job seeker, or switching career paths, you can get the help you need to succeed in the sector. Sign up today. Your GSS Career Pathway is just one click away.
Imagine a space where you can gain access to all the job vacancies being offered within the global services sector in one central hub. Access career resources, attend webinars and workshops right at your fingertips, and engage in interactive discussions with industry leaders. Also imagine that this same space allows you access to training resources and relevant free short courses, engaging videos and CV clinics, informative blogs, infographics, and other content designed to equip you for success in the GSS while allowing potential employers and employees to engage each other virtually. This is now a reality. Welcome to the GSS Talent Hub, the first platform in the Caribbean that allows both current and prospective employees and employers in the global services sector to connect in a virtual space. The GSS Talent Hub is backed by LinkedIn's powerful data insights and artificial intelligence capabilities as we work to strengthen the local talent pool and skills development framework. Job seekers, employees, and students can all benefit from the variety of career and training resources on the hub through interactive videos, blogs, infographics, and webinars. Having collaborated with professional networking platform LinkedIn, the GSS has created a space where all users can learn more about the business process outsourcing BPO, information technology outsourcing ITO, knowledge process outsourcing KPO, and digital media segments within the global services sector. The GSS Talent Hub will serve as the primary gateway between the industry and users. The hub is a useful tool for employers and users alike. This Talent Hub equips current and potential employees with the resources, soft skills, and knowledge needed to upskill as they connect with employers and industry players. The page is easy to access and navigate, with content curated just for you, so you can access the resources you need to succeed in the industry. Looking for a job in the industry? With one click, job seekers can gain access to postings of job vacancies from various firms within the industry on our central job board. Interested in growing in the industry but need to strengthen your skills? We're committed to providing you with the resources to put your best foot forward. Through short courses, CV workshops, and other training material on the GSS Talent Hub training resources page, you can feel confident as you grow in the industry. Not sure what career path is right for you? Get the guidance you need through our self-assessment tools, helpful blogs, and webinars. How does this all come together to strengthen our local skills development system? What kinds of data and insights can we expect to gain from this platform?
We at LinkedIn are delighted to announce our partnership with GSS in the rollout of their GSS Talent Hub. The GSS Talent Hub is going to foster an accelerated connection between job offer and demand and bring economic opportunity and growth to Jamaica.
At LinkedIn, enabling economic opportunity at scale is our job. We want to connect every member of the professional workforce in the world to opportunity. To help tackle this mammoth task, we use artificial intelligence to assist with everything from finding our members the right job openings to surfacing better candidates for our customers. With AI, we're able to efficiently sort through the massive amount of data we have. Job postings, people you may want to connect with, feed content, and more, and align recommendations with members' interests.
So, are you ready to get linked into the GSS Talent Hub? Search for the GSS Talent Hub and Training Resources page on LinkedIn and hit the follow button today to access all this and more.
Good morning, everyone. Allow me to recognize our panelists for this morning, Mr. Anand Birandar, President, Global Services Association of Jamaica, Dr. Marcia Rowe Amonde, Senior Director, Curriculum and Learning Resources, Heart NSTA Trust, representatives from our beneficiary agencies, Heart NSTA Trust, Ministry of Education, JAMPRO, and the Global Services Association of Jamaica, members of the GSSC, Global Services Skills Council, representatives and points of contacts of our varied and many GSS Global Services sector firms, their employees, you, our apprentices whom we're celebrating this morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us today for this Industry Roundtable event. Yesterday, we kicked off the launch of the 2023 GSS Apprenticeship Week celebration, and we're so proud of the successes achieved under this flagship initiative. As you're all aware, there has been a consistent need to plug an increasing number of skilled supervisors to support growth prospects and maintain Jamaica's position as the outsourcing hub of the Caribbean. As a response to this industry need, the GSS Apprenticeship Programme was designed under the guidance of the Sector Skills Council, the GSSC, and was intended to increase the number of skilled professionals to assume roles in middle management, operations, supervisors, team leads, and develop a qualified talent pool of mid-level tier professionals. The availability of a strong, skilled talent pool is critical to the future of the global services sector and, might I add, productive sectors generally in our country. Investors globally are choosing partner locations with a labor force that is equipped, ready, and scalable. This means our workforce must be agile, adaptive, and responsive to the global dynamics that we face. Our workforce must keep apace with the new and emerging roles and skills that are required if we are to be relevant in a global context as well as to attract investors. The GSS project will continue to support the growth of the industry by providing support to upskill, reskill, and position current and future employees for the success in Jamaica's GSS. The project commenced a pilot program in 2020 with only 143 employees enrolled. And subsequent years, we grew to 665, and now we have an enrollment with some 3,200 apprentices benefiting from the program to date. 2 batches of apprentices graduated last September and November, with several cohorts scheduled to graduate in the first quarter of 2024. We did a quick canvass of the firms enrolled in the program to get some insights on the performance and noticeable outcomes from employee participation in the program. From the ones that responded, we note the following. They said, employees have been promoted based on their knowledge and competencies attained from the program. We got feedback from a firm indicating that their overseas counterpart has asked about the program, as employees have referenced it during interviews and meetings. There are indeed positive reviews and references continuously made regarding the program. Firms have seen an increase in productivity and efficiency amongst employees. Employees are pleased with the earn while you learn model. As former Prime Minister of the United Kingdom once said, there's no better way to back people's aspirations than to invest in apprenticeships, to invest in the skills that can make a difference to your careers. We recognize here at the GSS project that an apprenticeship program is not just about getting great skills and great training. It can be the stepping stone to a fantastic career. The Patterson report highlighted that a greatly expanded and improved apprenticeship system will eventually become the primary means for meeting the skill needs of employers. With time, you will see that the apprenticeship offer will be differentiated with more higher level and degree apprentices. The GSS project values its apprentices and their contribution to the global services sector. This project has raised the profile of our apprentices as skilled employees that add measurable value to their organizations. Through our apprenticeship program, and you, our apprentices, we have now charted a course and raised the level of expectations of what it is to be considered as an apprentice, and there's no turning back. The GSS offers a myriad of career opportunities in various segments, with the GSS project focusing on the 3 main segments: business process outsourcing, knowledge process outsourcing, and information technology outsourcing. Via our My GSS Career Pathway, that's our GSS Career Pathway framework that was just highlighted on the video. On that platform, we have several career pathways featuring some 160 career profiles that current and future employees can familiarize themselves with and chart their own journey. Our Talent Hub on LinkedIn also provides further resources and details on training opportunities, tips, and insights for advancement in the sector. As the theme for this year's GSS Apprenticeship Week is Onwards and Upwards, Growth Through Upskilling, we urge our apprentices to continue to grow, to continue to excel, and become the best versions of themselves professionally. Remember that you can download a copy of the GSS Apprenticeship Week's digital magazine, as it provides information on the current cohorts in the program, testimonials from apprentices, features on addressing skills needs, and messages from key government officials, shareholders, and partners of the project. Persons can also remember to check our GSS Jamaica social media pages for links to download and view. Remember, you can join us on Facebook and YouTube on Wednesday, August 15th at 6 p.m. for our Ask an Apprenticeship, or Ask an Apprentice rather, live session, where apprentices can and will be sharing their experiences and career growth about the GSS. Remember too that we have our apprentice kickback session on Thursday, August 16th at midday via Zoom. And then let's end the week in a bang at our Zoom party and fun day on Friday, August 17th at noon via Zoom.
Great. Morning to everyone. I could not be there in person, so I'm just doing this from my office. I have some clients here visiting, but it's a great week. Marjorie, thank you for the opening. I think it's a hallmark program, and Marjorie shared the numbers. At a high level, I want to wish everybody all the best in the week ahead and for the future the apprenticeship program holds. And this is a 60,000 plus people industry. There are a lot of career pathways, opportunities, growth opportunities, and through apprenticeship program, you kind of get a good insight into multiple opportunities. And this is an evolving industry. As in the next 5 years from now, it's going to be very different. So I think it's a high growth industry. So I encourage everybody to participate and make the best out of this, right? And there are great companies in this industry. They invest heavily in talent. They invest heavily in people's growth. You will hear from some of them today. And overall, I think as representing the Global Services Association of Jamaica, I want to thank IDB. I want to thank Marjorie and the GSS team in playing a very important role for the last 5 years in rolling out one after the other programs to help nurture the growth of the industry. So I want to wish all of you all the best, and also encourage everyone again to be actively part of the industry. It's a growing industry, a lot of action in the next 5 years. So exciting place to be. So with that, I'm going to turn it over back to the host, and thanks again. On behalf of the GSAJ, thank you to everyone.
Go ahead. Morning again, everyone. And now we're getting ready for our panel discussions. And so it's my pleasure to introduce our moderator for this morning's panel, Dr. Marcia Rowe Amonde. Dr. Amonde is currently the Senior Director at the Heart Trust NSTA, and she has portfolio responsibilities for overseeing and leading the development of occupational standards to inform workforce development training, leading the development of instructional resources for a quality TVET system, overseeing the implementation of the framework for technology-enabled learning TVET, and leading the career development portfolio for TVET professionals and other professionals involved in career development. Dr. Monday has been responsible for integration of TVET in the formal education system, including secondary and tertiary education, and providing leadership for the monitoring and evaluation of TVET programs and initiatives. She's a former principal of the VTDI Vocational Training Development Institute and was also the UNESCO UNVOC Cluster Coordinator for the Caribbean. She holds a Master of Science degree in Training Systems Design Workplace Learning from the University of Twente, Holland, and a doctorate focusing on effective learning in TVET from the University of Manchester. Dr. Monday has participated and presented at various conferences. Her passion lies in the transformative power of education and training and its ability to empower youth and adults for work and life. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Marcia Amonde.
Thank you, Ms. Straw, for such a kind introduction. Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, all. Can't hear you out there in the virtual land, but good morning wherever you are. And a special good morning to our apprentices. Not long ago, I came across a firm, and the firm is called Multiverse. And I was reading upon it. I read The Guardian from the UK a lot, and I was very impressed with this firm because the firm is seen as doing very well. And its focus is on providing quality apprenticeships for young people. The firm is owned by Ewan Blair, and Ewan Blair is one of the sons of one of the former prime ministers of the UK. And they have a firm that focuses on training apprentices, getting them ready for the world of work in various sectors. And they have trained over 10,000, engaging with over 1,000 employers. And in 2021, they expanded in the US. I'm saying that to say that apprenticeship is really a model recognized worldwide as good for workforce development and getting young people ready for work. It's really about education and training for work. It can provide rich opportunities for learning. It transforms lives, and it, including many of our disadvantaged young people, it gets them in the world of work. According to ILO, quality apprenticeships are cost-effective and can contribute to lowering youth unemployment rates, preparing skilled workers for a rapidly changing world of work, and enhancing the productivity and the competitiveness of enterprises. So it is really mutually beneficial. The global services sector, referred to many as the business process outsourcing industry, has been identified by the government of Jamaica as a priority sector because of its employment generating capacity and a revenue generator of foreign exchange. The government of Jamaica is a strong proponent of the idea of converging learning and the workplace, which is what TVET, Technical Vocational Education and Training, is about, to better prepare employees for the continuous and rapidly changing world of work. And that came out very much yesterday in the launch, where that was one of the themes, how work is evolving and changing, and so many factors around are affecting work. So we all have to embrace learning and lifelong learning, and apprenticeship is really a key model for doing that. The government of Jamaica is investing US $15 million and on under a loan agreement that was signed with the Inter-American Development Bank to support the development of the GSS sector over a 5-year period. And you heard Ms. Marjorie just mention that and some of the achievements of this project so far. The project is being executed by JAMPRO. The project is far advanced and we have had quite a number of achievements, and the apprenticeship program is just one of them. And it is set to grow. Great things are ahead. It remained very buoyant and it was quite resilient during the COVID pandemic, and it really must be commended. The apprenticeship training is really for the supervisors and the managers within the GSS firm. Jamaica must plug an increasing number of skilled supervisors to support our growth prospects and maintains its regional position as the outsourcing hub of the Caribbean. And what I find quite heartening with this GSS apprenticeship is a focus on leadership. When you're able to hone leadership, it can take people along and inspire them, great things can happen in firms. So I'm very excited. And I heard somewhere at one point that when you have employees from the GSS industry go in other industries, they really do well because of the learning that is there and because of the standard to which that they have to perform. Upon successful completion of the training, they are awarded a certificate from the NC-TVET. That's the TVET or certification body. It is hoped that the apprentices who are in the cohort will continue, successfully complete the program and go on to their various firms and be promoted, moving to higher level positions. The program addresses some key competencies, and I was listening to the video earlier on, and it spoke to some of them: mentorship, coaching, effective communication, how to work as a team, maintaining healthy relationships among the team and also the clients. It is 20% on the job, and 80% on the job and 20% off the job. So it is very practical. It is really seeped into the everyday operations of the company. So I want to commend the GSS project, the Global Services Sector Council, and the Heart Trust NT for what has been a successful collaboration. And another high point for me is the way in which the industry was the one who took on the training, and they were in the driver's seat because they told us the competencies that should be included in the program. So we have some esteemed panelists here today to share the journey with us, to tell us about the journey that the apprentices went through, how beneficial it has been, some of the hurdles they have worked through. And as I introduce them, I'm going to invite them to come and have a seat at the front here. And I will begin with Awish Kumar Jha. And he's a Senior Vice President for Global Organization Development and Performance Management, and also Shared Services at Hinduja Global Solutions. He was formerly the Senior Vice President for Global Organizational Development and Performance Management at a country head in Colombia. Avish is primarily focused on developing people, as he is a certified executive coach, a certified master trainer, focusing on customer service, sales, leadership, cross-cultural effectiveness, design thinking, and project management. He's also proficient at DISC assessment personality test, which is a test aimed at aligning people to the organizational goals based on who they truly are at their core. So it's also about their values and their strengths. Very important to the industry. His aim is to maintain the experience of customers both internally and externally, while improving customer satisfaction and by extension, achieving the company's goals. So welcome to the stage, Avish. Let's give him a round of applause. Next is Miss Lillian Chambers, and she is a seasoned professional with a remarkable 17-year tenure in the BPO GSS sector. She currently holds the esteemed positions of Senior Leadership Development Specialist at IBEX, where she imparts her expertise. Additionally, she serves as a supervisor overseeing apprentices in the GSS Apprenticeship Programs in Supervisor Management and Leadership and Management. Beyond her corporate roles, Ms. Chambers is a source of motivation as she's a public speaker. Her core beliefs center around accentuating individuals' strengths and guiding them towards their personal best. Her mantra echoes the importance of treating people according to their desires with the utmost respect and dignity. Welcome, Miss Lillian Chambers. Please come to the front here. Let's give her a hand, everyone. Thank you. Next, we have Miss Heather Burton. And Miss Heather joined Alorica 5 years ago as the executive assistant. She has over 16 years of experience in the field of communications and customer service, having spent that time at Digicel as one of the foundation employees. She believes in mentoring and is always quick to assist a colleague once a need is recognized. The high point for her working with Alorica is the relationship she has developed with persons from different areas across the business. She holds a master's in business administration from the University of Cumbria. Heather has 2 sons and 2 granddaughters. She believes helping persons and treating them well should always be at the forefront of your mind. Let us give her a welcome round of applause. Welcome, Heather. And last, but by no means least, we have a male, another male, balancing it all. Mr. Denroy Wilson, and he is a dynamic professional with over 5 years of extensive experience in the ever-evolving business processing GSS industry. With a remarkable journey spanning various roles from account associate to a global leadership development officer serving the US, Philippines, Guatemala, Jamaica, and recently India. In a few weeks, he will be serving Egypt as another of his footprints. Denroy has proven to be a true visionary and a leader in the BPO sector and really an international all-rounder. You heard those countries. Since 2022, Denroy has been the Assistant POC for the Global Services Sector Apprenticeship Programme at his firm, VXI Jamaica Limited, where he handles the supervisory and leadership programs, maintaining a healthy working relationship with all partners involved. He aims to continue to grow, to climb the success ladder, and to impact lives positively. He is humbled by this opportunity to represent the industry and his company. So welcome to you, Denroy, and a warm welcome to you all. So we are now going to begin our conversation to give us a sense of the apprenticeship journey in your firm. So I'll begin with you, Avich. You'll tell us about how many apprentices were in the program, how has it been like, how many graduated, versus how many may still be in training? And were there any promotions because of the training? So I will now begin with you.
Sure, thank you so much. And it's an honor to be on this panel. First, that it is my first panel on the island because I just kind of moved into, I've been hopping in the island for the last 10 years, but this is where I come for a long haul. So specific to your question, we have been associated with GSS since 2020, all right? And if I'm not wrong, and my colleague Rashima is here and she can correct me there, we've got about 200 people graduating from the program so far. I know that there are few who are still enrolled and going to graduate in this final one, all right? And definitely we have promoted quite a few from, the GSS program. We also have a complementary program which we run internally called Ready Now, okay? So the GSS and the Ready Now together helps us to get people to be ready to move into the supervisory and leadership roles. And yeah, we have been definitely a big beneficiary of the program. And if GSSC continues with this initiative, then definitely a GS is going to be a partner in the long term.
Right, so you're speaking for sustainability. So thank you for that positive story. Ms. Lillian, tell us about the journey. Just speak generally to the program in your firm.
Okay, thank you so much. So the journey in my firm, IBEX, it has been a good one. It is, in my opinion, really heartwarming to see our apprentices, those who were selected, blossomed and bloomed and be promoted. IBEX had added, let's see, overall we had 46 apprentices. The first cohort of 20, they graduated last year with 100% promotion.
Impressive, 100%.
100%. And not only that, we can brag that we have double and triple promotions within that cohort. We have another cohort who they ended their training just last month, right? And I am so happy to say that 19 out of that 20 is already promoted. So we just need one more to make it another 100% promotion.
Wonderful. So those employees who are listening, this is really a good opportunity to advance your career by participating in this learning.
Absolutely.
Lovely.
Absolutely. And we also have the leadership, that's from the supervisory management. We also have the leadership and management program currently ongoing. They're still in training.
And how many do you have in that program?
We have 6, and one from that 6 has already gotten a promotion. So we're on to big things. The curriculum, oh my goodness. Everything about this program is so high level, and our apprentices, they are loving it because they are saying to me, this is the opportunity that they wanted, but never had.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. I'll come back to some of those specific things that you see are really wonderful about the program. Mr. Denroy, what has it been like, the journey with the apprentices at your firm?
All right, well, thank you so much for actually having me here today. Well, this program actually came at a great time for VXI. We're actually in the process of, increasing our leadership development offering. And to say that this has been a tremendous benefit to us would actually be an understatement. We actually started a little later than most firms with being involved with the program. So far, we've only actually had one batch that actually finished the program, which is our supervisory management, and they're actually still waiting to graduate. So we should be seeing that graduation soon. But our leadership management
How
program,
many you had in that batch?
for that batch, we started with about 30 apprentices. Right now, we have 6 who are actually waiting to graduate the program. And from that 6, we've actually had 2 persons who were actually promoted. So that's really something we're actually excited about. But our leadership and management program, that's the one that is actually standing out for us, simply because we actually had the opportunity, Kaden and myself were the POC for that program. We had the opportunity to be involved from the beginning of that program. So for that one, we were able to better manage that one. So we started with about 43 apprentices. Right now, we have 37 who are actually waiting to graduate. Our training provider, G-Note, they've been amazing along the journey. We were at a time where we wanted to, bridge the gap between functional competency and GSS coming in on board with the knowledge-based competency. It worked perfectly for us. So we've seen our leaders now, they're making better decisions. They're more strategic in their thinking. A lot more critical thinking we're seeing involved in their decisions. So it has been a tremendous benefit to our firm so
all
far.
positive effects that you have seen so far, which
Definitely.
echoes what was said by Heather and Avish earlier on.
Right.
Lillian, sorry, I will come over to Heather now, and you're with Alorica, Heather, so you're going to tell us your story.
Sure. So good morning again, everybody. So my story is an interesting one because I am not only the point of contact for the GSS program, but I am also an apprentice. I'm also an apprentice.
Oh, so you were enrolled in the program.
Yes,
Very
yes.
good perspective. And that is a good trait of a leader.
Yes.
You get involved with your team. Very good.
Right. So I enrolled just like everybody else, and the point of contact who was here, she left, and so I became the point of contact. So it has been a very interesting journey. We started very late. We didn't start until last year, actually, 2022. And we started with approximately 200 and about 4 persons. We are now down to 159 because, attrition, persons have left, we have not had a graduation as yet. So nobody has been promoted based on the program ending. But we can definitely see the impact that the program has been having on our employees. We see where communication has improved. We notice that the supervisors, they speak better to their subordinates. It has definitely been a great journey. The guys are pretty pumped up. Worse, or I should say better, they're being paid to learn, so they love that part of it also. So it has been a very good journey for us.
And that's one of the key defining point of the apprenticeship program. You get paid while you're learning. You talk about the change in attitude and posture. And Avish, I'm just going to ask you to elaborate on that. What are some of the skill sets that you think the program, the gaps that it has addressed in your firm?
So yeah, first of all, let's understand in terms of the audience, all right? Most of the people that come to our industry are high school pass outs, okay? So they are fresh from the college. The first thing that they need to do is to throw away their campus avatar and get into the corporate avatar. So there's a different way of operating in a corporate, okay? So you need to change your attitude towards that. So this program, addresses that bit. The other thing is the way that you communicate in a campus versus the way that you communicate in a corporate is very different. Also, since you are in customer service, there is a different approach towards and a demeanor, to connect with your clients. And you definitely need to therefore align yourself with your clients. How much ever that they are angry or frustrated and all that, you can't afford to be that. So how do you communicate effectively? So that even while, let's say, people are kind of, hurling some strong words at you, how can you still keep a smile and serve them so that they get a smile by the end of that conversation, right? There's a lot in terms of which comes into team play, because as late Stephen Covey would say is that, the third stage of growth and evolution is interdependency. So yes, while the structure of our programs are such that you have floor supports, you've got team leads, you've got managers, but many a times it so happens is that the peer-to-peer help and support is the one that works best. I need help immediately. Now my team lead is addressing the other 19 or 20 or 25, but here is my peer who is more experienced and I can reach out. Now, if I'm going to reach out, until unless I don't have a good relationship with that individual, why would he or she or them invest time in me? So how do you kind of, become a better team worker? Okay, how does your networking skills improve? I think the program addresses all of that. Then there are some functional skills, like let's say Microsoft Excel. Okay, I have been a user of Microsoft Excel for the last 30 years. I still think I only know about 5 or 7%. Okay, versus this program which has a specific course on that and brings up the functional skills of folks like that. Similarly, employee relationship. And the best part is that it doesn't only serves the cognitive level of learning. It also gets you to practice. Okay, and the more that you practice, the more that you start getting, I would say, better, and at a stage you get perfect. So that's what I would say is that what the program has been addressing.
Excellent. And you talk about the practical application of the program. So those are some of the key skills that you see being demonstrated already. Do you want to add, thank you for that. Do you want to add anything to that, Lillian?
Absolutely. So as it relates to communicating, I observed where our apprentices, they, based on what is learned in the program, they blossomed and bloomed and changed right in front of our eyes. I remember this young man said to me, Auntie Lily, I knew nothing about team dynamics. And I had an interview yesterday, and they asked me, how would I manage my team? And he said, Auntie Lily, I just listen to me, Auntie Lily, you see everything I learned in class about team dynamics, I just boxed them with it. He said, I just look at the interview and I said, first of all, you have to know what to expect. You must know that as it relates to a team, you got to ensure that you understand what is forming, storming, norming, and performing. And I laid it out, how I would help them to do the forming, and when the storming time come, I already knew what to expect, and I would help them along. And then when it's time for norming, then they get to know each other. And then when it's time to perform, I'll just sit back and enjoy. Oh my gosh. He said, actually, it worked like magic. I got the role. He was a team lead, and he was then promoted to team manager. And he said, I managed my team. Remember the thing that they call the DISC assessment? You have to know you before you can know the others. And so I could identify the dominant personalities, the cautious personality, the influential personality like you, Auntie Lily, always bubbly, and also the steady personality. And so when I approach persons on my team to coach, I know how to approach them so that I can get the best results. So emotional intelligence is at work and they are working it.
Thank you. Wonderful. And you also mentioned that, Avish, the importance of emotional intelligence. How do I behave with this situation? How do I behave in this case? And as you spoke, what came across to me, Lillian, is also as a leader, how gratified you have become because you see the others that you are leading blooming and thriving, which is also what leadership is about. How do you get others to be the best version of themselves? And so that gives you great satisfaction. You mentioned some of the skills then, Roy, but do you want to add to what has already been said? Is there any other skill? And notice these are the soft skills, so what we call the employability skills, the attitudinal skills. Yes, you mentioned the Microsoft 365, but I also hear a lot of the soft, what we call the core skills and the employability skills coming out. Do you want to add to what was already said?
Sure thing.
Yes.
Right. So to echo what Avish and Lillian mentioned, it came at a great time again for us, simply because we were shifting into VXI 3.0, where we're focusing on the agent and the tail relationship. So with this program, it did help our leaders with being more compassionate leaders. We saw where, the communication also improved for us. So now we had leaders where, and again, based on our industry, a lot of it is experience-based in terms of promotion. So formal education for most persons would have stopped at high school, and then you come into this industry, and then you're in the role, and then based on your experience, you'd have been promoted. So a lot of persons didn't benefit from the knowledge-based competencies that are required to actually perform in that role. So with the GSS program, what it did for us, it helped our leaders to understand that, hey, yes, I would have seen my manager done this in the past. This is the reason behind why they would have made that decision, based on them now acquiring that knowledge from the program. So for us, we saw where it literally transformed that agent and tail relationship, where now agents were better able to communicate with their managers, and managers were more open to having those discussions, those conversations with their agents, whereas it would have just been like, oh, I'm going to document you for this because you didn't perform this way. No, the conversation is there to actually challenge that situation, to say, okay, how is it that as a leader I can go about this situation differently? So we saw a lot of that, especially with our apprentices in the program, where the relationship, and it goes back to the Teams of Trust campaign that we're actually having at our firm, where we saw that trust being built within those teams, and now agents were more vulnerable, team leaders were more vulnerable, and because of that, eventually we saw where our performance was actually improving. So
lovely. So that's what it boils down to. You see where productivity is going up, and they are becoming more efficient. And I also heard you mention conflict, how you negotiate. How do you better solve conflict? Have you seen any changes in efficiency and productivity at your firm? Well, it's still early days, Heather, because you do not have any graduates yet. But for the others, in terms of productivity, because that's what it ends up being about. You want to move your firms forward. You want to use that to move the economy, to move Jamaica forward. Do you see how this is translating into improved productivity and efficiency?
Absolutely, absolutely. As it relates to moving productivity, remember, so we have, say, a particular team may start off with performance at, say, 70, and within months, that 70 had moved up to 90. Now, persons who are not in the program would want to know what happened, what could have caused that drastic upward movement. And so they would seek to find out, And when they understood what was happening, they immediately want to be a part of the program. But you know that the program starts a particular time, and once we're in the middle of it, we cannot add persons or so on. But, you know, with a promise to have the persons in the program teach the others, that was something that they were willing to accept. But productivity went up. Everything else went up just because of the GSS Apprenticeship Program. Now remember, 20% in class training, and the 80% is done in production. The OJT booklet, the CPA, it has a beautiful guideline. Now listen, if they follow everything on that CPA form and practice it religiously, the sky is the limit, because they automatically becomes perfect of every single action that they will take in, well, I was going to say in and around production, but it also takes you outside of production. So when we say productivity went up, I mean people treatment, not just the numbers, people treatment as well. And so I'm so excited about the GSS Apprenticeship Program.
Very good. And I'm glad you say people, because firms moving forward and being productive, yes, our processes matter, but the people also matter. Leadership really is about people. You mentioned the 80% on the job and the 20% of the job training. How have you found that to be, Avish? How has it been? Do you think it is a good modality? What has been that approach? Do you think it's effective? Is there anything that can be improved?
So let me start by saying is that I know better than any pilot in this earth how airplanes fly. It's not just Archimedes' principle, it is Archimedes, coupled with Bernoulli's principle and all that stuff. But I have 0 hour of flying experience, and I'm going to fly my aircraft to Cayman Island for a holiday. How many of you are going to come along with me?
That's a good one.
All right, so it's the same thing. When it comes to skill, right, there has to be practice, which should be the dominant part of the learning experience. Okay, because theoretically I know how much salt and oil and pepper needs to go in a recipe. All right, but when I start cooking it, where I either do excess or I'm short of it. So it's same thing with leadership, whether it is communicating to people, making a presentation, managing conflict that my friend talked about, okay, is that you require practice, because every individual is very different. And on that note, I'll also like to say that I hate all these skills being connoted as soft skills. They're actually the harder skill than the functional skills. Because dealing with human beings is perhaps the hardest part of this thing. The same human being, in what frame of mind he or she or them is the other day, you don't know how they are going to respond to you. And it is this practice that gives you, or it helps you not getting blown out of the water. All right. So, and therefore I think is that's what I will compliment the GSSC for devising a program which has 80% focus on the practice and only 20% on the cognitive and theory part of it. That's
practice is important.
It is important.
You want to add anything to that, Heather?
Definitely, because we know of persons being very book smart. However, when it comes to the practical application of stuff, they are not so good on that if it is not a continuous process, if it's not practice over and over. Once there is learning, you cannot unlearn what you have learned. So therefore, practice definitely will, and on-the-job training will definitely be a big, big asset.
Right, so you have emphasized that. Then Roy, would you like to add to that?
Right, and it goes back to why our industry is so successful. yes, you might have persons who might not have the formal education, but simply because of the fact that we're so experience based, a lot of persons, you saw your manager doing this, or it's a case where you as an agent, if you realize a lot of persons who are actually in supervisor position, managerial position, they would have actually started out as an agent. So with this advantage, what it does for us, it gives us that edge to say, you don't have to be the smartest, because what we also realize is that your best leaders might not be your top performers. So because of this, with our selection and then coupled now with the GSS program, it helps us to better shape our leaders, because you already have the experience. Now it's time to actually add the knowledge to it. And that is why we are so successful in this particular industry.
Wonderful, wonderful. I would like to now turn to our audience on Zoom. You may have some questions. This is an opportunity for you to ask any questions that you may have of our panel. How do we get those questions, Tene? Is there somebody monitoring the chat? Do we have any questions coming? No questions just yet? Okay. While we wait, as you may be thinking about your questions, there are other firms that have not yet come on. We have quite a number of firms, but there are others. If you were to sell this program to the other firms, what would you say are the benefits of the apprenticeship program? How do you encourage other firms in the industry to get on board? What did you say, Heather?
Well, definitely, I would say to them that based on my experience, my firm's experience, I see where we have agents who are not just agents, but apprentices who are they have become so confident based on what they have learned in the program. So it's a win-win for your firm, for Jamaica as we move forward, upskilling. And definitely I would encourage any firm to just the practical skills that are taught. It's just a very good program.
A very good program. Heather, you want
Lillian?
to?
Yes.
Lillian, sorry.
Yes. And for me, I would say immediate result. Joining or having your people becoming a part of the GSS Apprenticeship Program, to me, it's a no-brainer for any firm because you get immediate top-level response from the first class. You will start seeing the difference because I experience you're just looking at the persons and you're seeing like a light bulb reaction, and taking this from the classroom to the production floor. It becomes infectious where they infect everyone else with the knowledge and new approach that they have learned. And so production will go up because of the new approach, the new knowledge. I have seen persons move from team lead to workforce management, HR management, recruiting management, training department, and the list goes on. The list goes on for IBEX. And so I'm trying to contain my enthusiasm because I am so proud and thankful for the GSS Apprenticeship Program. So those firms who are not yet involved, I'm inviting you to be smart and take the opportunity to do so now.
Wow, that was powerful. Thank you so much. Get on of those firms who are not involved, use the opportunity to do so now. Thank you for that, Lillian. Avish? Okay. And Roy?
All right, thank you so much, Avish. Right, so if you're looking to empower your staff, if you're looking to engage your employee, GSS is definitely the way to go. Again, as Stephen Covey would have mentioned, it's all about thinking win-win. Not only is it going to be a win for your firm, but it's also a win for your employee, because you do have persons who are looking to grow themselves. Many of us would have stopped at high school, but again, for whatever reasons we might not have gone on further, this is the perfect opportunity to empower your staff, empower your entire organization actually, because we've seen the results at VXI. So I strongly encourage anybody, any firm who have not participated in this program, that this is definitely the way to actually go to get your people engaged and actually empowered.
Wow, empowerment. That's the word, empowering your people. Avish?
So I would say, don't join. Let the advantage be with these 4 firms. All right? No, just joking. I'm an MBA marketing, so counter advertisement and marketing sells most of the time, and that's what I was using here. I think all my esteemed colleagues here have already talked about the advantage of joining this program. And let's look at this. We talk so much about employee engagement, and in every organization there are 2 types of activities. One is the pure play entertainment activities, and the other one is the serious engagement activities. The pure play entertainment is birthday celebration, Christmas celebration, Independence Day celebration, and all of that, R&R and stuff like that. The real engagement comes from the learning, development, and growth. It comes from the corporate social responsibility. And today's youth, for them, that is far more appealing than anything else. So it is not just about improving productivity, performance, efficiency, but it is also about how do you demonstrate to an individual is that we are invested in your learning, growth, and development. That works on their morale. That works on the engagement. That works on the retention, which is the biggest problem that the BPO, BPMs sector has. So it's not just only one linear benefit of joining this program. There are multiple. And yes, when you join, you're joining the force that is going to help the island be the preferred island for more jobs coming in here. Okay, that's what I will say. So friends, please, please, please join as fast as possible.
Wonderful. Did you hear what he said? It's not about the birthday parties and the independence celebrations. The young people, the worker of today, they value learning, development, and growth, the deep things that will engage them. We as leaders need to be committed to that. How do you get them to realize their potential? Very powerful message. And so I really want to thank you, panelists. Do we have any questions? I think the discussion has been so rich. It has covered all the questions. I mean, a lot for reflection and thought. Thank you so much, Miss Heather, Lillian, Avish, and Denroy, for sharing in such a passionate way, sharing your journey and encouraging others to come along. We have learned quite a lot about the apprenticeship program in practice. You know, I spend a lot of time overseeing and being involved in the development of the training programs, the curriculum. And there are times when we put things in there and we wonder if it will be actually implemented in practice. You can develop a curriculum, but often what is implemented is different from what it was intended to be. But it is so heartening to hear about your stories and about your journey, because a lot of what we intend, the objectives and the goals, we see that they are coming out in practice. The leadership skills, I hear the teamwork, the effective communication, the conflict, how to solve that, emotional intelligence, coaching, the mentoring, the confidence, and building the esteem, all key goals of the program. So it's really good to know that in practice, it's been successful. And I also hear about your testimonies in terms of these individuals becoming so empowered and confident. We are seeing it in the numbers. So we are not only seeing transformation in themselves, we are seeing it in the companies. And I'm sure as you will have your graduation soon, that will also come. And it's about the sustainability. So very much we need to know, how are we going to keep this program going so that it can really build a cadre of professionals for the global services sector. And I'm so heartened to hear about these higher level skills in the GSS industry, because these are big, what you call the metacognitive skills, the strategic skills that are being developed, because often the industry is seen as mostly some of the lower level skills. But what you have spoken to are the strategic thinking skills, the people skills, which are very complex, you know, inspiring and moving people along to get them to be good version of themselves so that they move companies along. So thank you so very much for sharing in such a generous way. And we will really need to put the structures in place to have this program continuing and growing. So thank you all to our panelists. A round of applause for them all. And audience, those of you out there in virtual land, those who are here, thank you for coming and thank you for joining in the conversations. Do remember what is left to come for this week. We have Ask an Apprentice live, and you are going to hear it from them. You're hearing it from the horse's mouth this time. And that's on August 16th at 6 p.m. on the GSS Jamaica's Facebook or YouTube page. Remember to register, attend the apprenticeship kickback session at midday on Thursday, August the 16th via Zoom. And this is an informal session to learn about how apprentices can utilize the skills attained from the program for further professional development. And I'm telling you, these are key skills that are now needed in this, for the future of work, the skills that are spoken about and for work. So it's good for your career advancement. So join and be a part of the discussion. And don't forget the Zoom Party Fun Day on Friday, August the 17th at noon. Join Zoom. The session will be hosted by content creator and social media influencer, Rush Cam. It does promise to be fun. Thank you all, everyone.
Go ahead. Wow, thank you, Dr. Monde. Thank you for moderating that panel, and to our esteemed panelists. What a really interesting discussion, and the GSSPU team is really appreciative to hear all the positive comments being made on the program. You know, I wanna just pause a minute and reshare some of the key points that I heard coming out of the discussions. But before I even get into those, I want to take a minute, because I know that our audiences do not realize that there's a group of persons who have been meeting every month from 2019. This project, the loan agreement, was signed on January 24, 2019. And the GSSC, the Global Services Sector Skills Council, was formed on January 19, 1 week That's how much confidence we had. This body decided that it wanted to start right away, even before the loan agreement was actually executed. This is a group of persons that I really want to say personally, thank you. You know who you are, you're hearing me. These persons, chaired then by Yoni Epstein and now by Egbert von Frankenberg, have given of their time. And what I really love about the GSS is that this is a group of persons who have given their time freely, have met their senior VPs of many jurisdictions, as Avish is here with us today as an example, their founders, their country heads, country directors, and they met every week, every month. And I remember when we were thinking about the apprenticeship program. And a little known fact that I will share, because my heart swells every time I think of the GSSC and what they have given. You know, at the end, Avish spoke about corporate social responsibility, and I think they went a little even beyond that. Because when we were developing the supervisory management curriculum, and a similar exercise occurred for the leadership and management curriculum, they took a blank sheet of paper. They did not refer to anything that was there before, no previous syllabus, no previous curricula. And they sat down as heads of entities in the GSS with a shared vision of the trajectory that they want to see for this sector. And they put pencil to paper and came up with the different modules. Heart NSTA sits on our GSSC. And so after they did that exercise, naturally, it would only be the wise thing to do to hand it to our national training agency and say, develop this curriculum. And so hearing all the positive comments really made me want to say a special thank you, GSSC, for being there for the GSS project every step of the way. But there are just a few highlights that I have to share before I close. I have a few minutes to give final remarks, you know, and you know, IBEX, wow, your stats are impressive, 100% promotion. And I love the term you use, blossom and bloomed, because that's really what we want for our young people, to know and feel that when they are a part of the GSS, that they have opportunities to blossom and bloom, right? And going on to big things, you know, VXI, you know, you're now making better decisions. You're seeing more evidence of critical thinking. Alorica, you're seeing where communication has improved and that they can relate better to team members. And in fact, VXI came back and spoke about that. And that's so important, that peer-to-peer, leaning on peer-to-peer support. Why? We have a trust challenge in this country, and it's important that our young persons understand through effective teamwork and team engagement, you can trust your peers. You can reach out. There's nothing wrong if you need help, and that's how you learn and grow. You know, when it comes to skills, you know, I loved your example, you know, of course, right? If we were going on a plane and somehow we got wind that that pilot had only just studied the theory, I can see us just stepping back slowly and figuring out the luggage part after that, right? Because we're not going on that plane. You know, I even think of something more, you know, more basic. You know, how many times have we seen our moms, for example, cooking, and, you know, you swear you can do it, right? And when you go and start cook the stew peas and they don't turn out right, you don't know, because all you've been doing is looking, and obviously it comes with the practice. So it's right, it's very important, the on-the-job training element of anything we do is so important. And apprenticeship is here to stay. So Dr. Monday, we're going to figure out the sustainability, but apprenticeship is here to stay. And, you know, I appreciate, you know, that the comments that the GSS program has been a win-win for firms and is considered a win-win for Jamaica. We feel that we have tried to use the $15 million loan wisely to upskill our workforce and to make them better equipped to manage. And so again, I just want to thank everyone, all our firms in the GSS, those who have participated in the program, our beneficiary agencies, and the GSSC for getting us to this point. And thanks again, everyone.
Are you ready to enter the future of work? We'll help you get there through the Global Services Sector Project. The GSS project is a 5-year project that will provide Jamaicans with access to training and better jobs in the digital services sector, namely in knowledge process outsourcing, information technology outsourcing, and business process outsourcing. This project will empower you with the knowledge you need to flourish in digital industries and beyond. Funded by the Inter-American Development Bank, the GSS project aims to move Jamaica to create new and higher valued jobs. The project will facilitate much needed skills training and will position the island as a leader in regional digital services. The opportunities are endless and your options are limitless. Get there with the GSS project. Your new future is waiting for you.
Are you ready to get in peak condition so that you can win your race as a global services sector professional? Like an athlete needs to train so that they can be in the best form to win a gold medal, so too must rising GSS professionals train to ensure that they win the global services sector. With 4 possible career paths to choose from, BPO, KPO, ITO, and digital media, everyone has a chance to bring home the gold. We want to ensure that GSS employees can reach their peak potential, perform to enhance and accelerate your knowledge. Peak is an integral part of the GSS industry's human capital strategy. Peak's 12-month Earn While You Learn apprenticeship program helps global services sector employees level up into supervisory management and leadership roles by learning the knowledge and skills that will transform them into must-have and must-keep high value-added GSS professionals.
Hi, I'm Ronaldo Reed, Communications Officer at HGS Healthcare. My journey in the GSS Apprenticeship Program has been nothing short of amazing. There's always new content, fresh information every week, and it's just an honor to continue to grow and learn every time you come to class. The program has helped me tremendously in my career. It provides me with a level of scope, a gauge, if you will, in terms of what I'm doing well, what I'm not doing so great, and how to just become an all-round better leader.
My name is Tanisha Howe, Team Manager at IBEX Global. My journey throughout the GSS Apprenticeship Program has been rewarding because I'm now able to apply what I've learned to my leadership skills. My goals are now realistic and attainable, so I'm able to coach, motivate, and grow all my subordinates throughout the company. So as I aspire to become a great leader throughout the GSS industry, I am now able to set SMART goals, and now after achieving my certificate with the GSS program, I now believe I can become a global service sector success story.
The goal of Peak is to build a strong pipeline of skilled workers who can function in mid-level management roles and respond to the GSS's skills needs. Companies apply on behalf of their employees and can be assured that their staff is being trained to meet industry needs. Imagine a coach getting their athlete ready to take home the gold through practical training and guidance. This is how the Peak program works to get the GSS worker ready to run and win their GSS career race, providing employers with skilled world-class performers. This representative knows firsthand how transformative the apprenticeship program is.
My name is Octavia McIntosh, Chair of the Apprenticeship and Skills Committee within the Global Services Skills Council. The GSSC endorsed the apprenticeship program because it addressed learning gaps expressed by the industry. The benefits of the program includes for the participants an opportunity to upskill and level up, giving them the tools they need to move to the next level within their career. And for the companies, it's an opportunity to build employee morale, as this is something that they have invested in, and also to help the company attract more investors for higher value-added roles.
The GSS's apprenticeship program's hands-on approach with 80% on-the-job training upskills GSS employees so that they can be among the best in the industry. Discover how you can benefit from the apprenticeship program. Contact the Competitive Fund team at info-competitivefund_GSS@champrocorp.com to learn more.
Be a part of Jamaica's robust global services sector. Get real opportunities now and for the future. Welcome to the Global Services Sector GSS Career Pathway Framework CPF website, where we provide not only prime access to exclusive sector information, but invaluable career opportunities as well. Gaining access and reaping the benefits of the GSS CPF website is easy. Get started by selecting the sign-in/register option on the homepage and carefully complete your GSS profile. Complete the REASSEC self-assessment test to determine the career path that best suits you based on your personal interests and attributes. After final submission, your test results will allow us to present you with a range of roles to select from and see their detailed job descriptions, skills requirements, training options, a career ladder, salary offers, and benefits. After successfully registering and completing the self-assessment test, you may begin exploring your career possibilities from the Pathways page. 4 career pathways are offered by the GSS. Learn more about each one and confidently identify your career choice. Explore digital media and game development. Choose from job roles within game production, visual graphics, game design, quality assurance, and more. Information technology outsourcing, comprised of 7 job groups: cybersecurity, data analytics and AI, enterprise architecture and network infrastructure, operations and support, sales and marketing, software and applications development, and strategy and governance. Business process outsourcing offers roles in areas such as customer services, operations support, training, learning and development, business process transformation, and more. And knowledge process outsourcing. Take a look at jobs in the areas of intellectual property, financial services, digital and data analytics, training and adult education, just to name a few. Click on the job roles in your desired pathway to view a detailed description, salary scales, required skills, and training options. Interested in what you see? Request career guidance at the bottom of the page to schedule a session with a career advisor. Enter the required information and don't forget to upload your resume or CV and submit your ticket. The GSS Career Pathway Framework is open to every and anyone. So whether you're a student, current employee, a job seeker, or switching career paths, you can get the help you need to succeed in the sector. Sign up today. Your GSS Career Pathway is just one click away.
Imagine a space where you can gain access to all the job vacancies being offered within the global services sector in one central hub. Access career resources, attend webinars and workshops right at your fingertips, and engage in interactive discussions with industry leaders. Also imagine that this same space allows you access to training resources and relevant free short courses, engaging videos and CV clinics, informative blogs, infographics, and other content designed to equip you for success in the GSS while allowing potential employers and employees to engage each other virtually. This is now a reality. Welcome to the GSS Talent Hub, the first platform in the Caribbean that allows both current and prospective employees and employers in the global services sector to connect in a virtual space. The GSS Talent Hub is backed by LinkedIn's powerful data insights and artificial intelligence capabilities as we work to strengthen the local talent pool and skills development framework. Job seekers, employees, and students can all benefit from the variety of career and training resources on the hub through interactive videos, blogs, infographics, and webinars. Having collaborated with professional networking platform LinkedIn, the GSS has created a space where all users can learn more about the business process outsourcing BPO, information technology outsourcing ITO, knowledge process outsourcing KPO, and digital media segments within the global services sector. The GSS Talent Hub will serve as the primary gateway between the industry and users. The hub is a useful tool for employers and users alike. This Talent Hub equips current and potential employees with the resources, soft skills, and knowledge needed to upskill as they connect with employers and industry players. The page is easy to access and navigate, with content curated just for you, so you can access the resources you need to succeed in the industry. Looking for a job in the industry? With one click, job seekers can gain access to postings of job vacancies from various firms within the industry on our central job board. Interested in growing in the industry but need to strengthen your skills? We're committed to providing you with the resources to put your best foot forward. Through short courses, CV workshops, and other training material on the GSS Talent Hub training resources page, you can feel confident as you grow in the industry. Not sure what career path is right for you? Get the guidance you need through our self-assessment tools, helpful blogs, and webinars. How does this all come together to strengthen our local skills development system? What kinds of data and insights can we expect to gain from this platform?
We at LinkedIn are delighted to announce our partnership with GSS in the rollout of their GSS Talent Hub. The GSS Talent Hub is going to foster an accelerated connection between job offer and demand and bring economic opportunity and growth to Jamaica.
At LinkedIn, enabling economic opportunity at scale is our job. We want to connect every member of the professional workforce in the world to opportunity. To help tackle this mammoth task, we use artificial intelligence to assist with everything from finding our members the right job openings to surfacing better candidates for our customers. With AI, we're able to efficiently sort through the massive amount of data we have. Job postings, people you may want to connect with, feed content, and more. And align recommendations with members' interests.
So, are you ready to get linked into the GSS Talent Hub? Search for the GSS Talent Hub and Training Resources page on LinkedIn and hit the follow button today to access all this and more.